Alright. Estou lá.
Please continue. Tell us about this truth you discovered.
Very well. Bear in mind, however, that the purpose of this conversation is not to impart scholarly knowledge, for such requires that you comprehend the subject matter, which you will not. We will forego the intricacies of our scientific methodology and deal only with the conclusion, the end of our society and our world. We acknowledge, with regret, that your star is in the midst of the same panic-induced cataclysm that befell Deneb 3.
Deneb 3.
As such, in order to avoid causing undue distress, we will refrain from explicitly stating how much time you have remaining.
I mean, it wouldn't do much because we are already doing the best we can. We couldn't go faster if we tried.
You are entirely too kind. I pray you recount your tale as you see fit.
In the beginning, the universe was but a tiny particle. Then suddenly, this particle began to expand. Having remained entirely in the bounds of your star, the phenomenon may be difficult for your kind to grasp. But this expansion has since continued unabated.
Yes, the universe is expanding. Okay. Looks like real life, I think. That's one of the theories, anyway.
Speculating that the universe could not grow indefinitely, we sought to learn what might occur, and made a worrying discovery. The stars will continue to spread apart, as will their finite thermal energies.
So it's gonna run out of energy? Or the energy is gonna be so dispersed? Because the laws of conservation of energy, right? You can't introduce more energy into the universe. So it's gonna become ever more dispersed to the point where it becomes almost non-existent in a point, I guess, or a spot.
Eventually, all heavenly bodies will grow cold and freeze.
Yes.
No new stars will be born, and the universe will enter into an eternal ice age.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, I think that's congruent with at least one of the real world's theories.
In hopes of proving that this determination was erroneous, we scrutinized our research from all angles, even as we sought to avert the everlasting winter.
So I guess that's the worst thing that could happen if you become immortal, right? Because you become immortal and you're like, okay, I'm gonna live forever. I have all the time in the world. But then you realize that the world itself does not have all the time. So I guess that's the bad thing.
The endeavor proved fruitless. So infamously so, in fact, that it became synonymous with vain effort. The universe as we know it would end, and there is no way to prevent it.
Okay, yes. But because you guys were so... Well, you thought that you won when you were able to dispose with your mortality, right? You thought yourself immortal, and then you got hit with the fact that no, the universe actually is not gonna remain the same here forever. So you are kind of screwed. So yeah, I guess that's why it was a harder hit for you than it is for us here, mortals, because well, most of us won't be around to witness that. So it's kind of, it doesn't hit us as hard as it would hit immortal beings as you.
Beneath the weight of this knowledge, our society stagnated. Though we had time still, it was a cold comfort. Why strive for anything when desolation is assured? When our wealth of wisdom, accumulated since the dawning of our kind, would be forever lost.
And again, they draw back to the main theme here about why, right? About the meaning of things. It's just awesome how they can draw all of these parallels back to the same theme. And it's all different situations, but all revolve around the same theme. It's gonna end. And why do it then if it's gonna end? Which of course I've already talked endlessly about, so I'm not gonna go back to it. But yeah.
No civilization would rise from our ashes. No scholar recover our knowledge. In silence unbroken, naught would stir.
And I guess you could say the same about someone that's worried about their own existence ending, right? Like, these guys are worried about their legacy. And they are filled with the dread that it's not gonna last forever. And you could draw a parallel about with someone that's worried about their own life, that it's not gonna last forever. So again, the same thing, the same theme here.
Intellect was once our pride. Overnight, it became our shame. Our works, monuments to futility. Immortality, our greatest invention, became a source of suffering. Rather than suffer on, many chose to unmake themselves by means of etheric exsanguinators.
Rather than suffer on. Yeah. And I guess the theme here, not the theme, but let's say the parallel to the real world that they're drawing here is also, look, our civilization, a lot about our civilization, a lot of our history is not going to last forever. Let's say that even if we as humans manage to live on for a very long time, a lot of our history, a lot of our knowledge, a lot of our past is still going to get lost. There's no way to accumulate, even if we could accumulate all of the information throughout history, there will be no way for someone in the very, very, very far distant future to go through all that. So what good is there in information that is not going to be accessed, right? It's just going to be too much information for anyone to, or even for an entire race to go through. So in that sense, even if we could preserve all of the information throughout all of the ages, it's still going to get lost in the sense that nobody's going to access some of it. So it's kind of the same thing here. A lot of things that you strive to accomplish, a lot of knowledge that your civilization accomplishes, is still gonna get lost. A part of it, at least.
Etched upon these stones are the testaments of such souls, though many left no words at all. thinking it a pointless gesture.
Huh. And you know, that's one of the dangers of making the wrong thing your whole point, you know? Like, there's so much more to life. You can't go through this one road thing and think that's all there is. That's just not whole, let's say.
Once we have obtained vessels of flesh, we likewise intend to vanish.
I see. So that's the reason.
If you understand this, understand aught of our tale, you will abandon your quest for knowledge.
I mean, I guess the issue here is not the quest for knowledge in itself. It's like the quest for knowledge in detriment of everything else. You know, you cast away everything else just to get knowledge and do away with pain. You can't do that because, yeah, if your whole sole reason for being is like knowledge like this, and you cast aside everything else that's important about life, or not even knowledge, it could be anything, then you're going to find out that there is no single thing that makes it worth it. Be it knowledge, be it whatever else. You can't just focus on one thing and think that's going to give all of the meaning that there is. The meaning is on a lot of things. And if you cast aside a lot of things to pursue this one thing, then you're going to lose a lot of meaning. So yeah, it's important to have balance, basically.
Ignorance truly is bliss. If you would cling to your illusory happiness, remain primitive and pure.
You see, I don't believe...
It is the only way.
The reason that... Because I don't believe that the knowledge here and getting to the answer is a bad thing. I think that when you make that your complete goal, and then you get disappointed, then yeah, that's when you crash and burn. That's when you're gonna fall down and crash. But if you pursue knowledge together with other things, and then let's say you find a dissatisfactory answer, well, you still have these other important things you can fall back to, right? Be it whatever it is. But yeah, if you go single-mindedly, well, I'm just repeating myself at this point, but you know what I mean. The issue here is not that they discovered the universe is gonna die. That's not the issue. That's not the problem. The problem is that they made that pursuit, that knowledge to be gained, the primary focus of their entire race, of their entire lives. That's the issue, not the knowledge itself, not the answer itself. You can live with that knowledge, you can live with that answer, as long as you have other things to support you.
So that's your story.
Exactly, Stola. That's my reaction too. They're blinking.
While I appreciate your advice, I will not heed it.
Here we go. Let's drop some wisdom.
Convinced though you may be of this truth, it is yours and not mine.
Perfect.
Indeed, truth, I have ever believed, is in the eye of the beholder.
That's also another completely valid point, which I didn't even touch upon. Like, I didn't... You don't even have to go this far to realize how wrong they are. But there's even this other argument here, like, the truth is in the eye of the beholder. And of course, because, let's say the truth for them was seeking this knowledge, but the truth for, let's say, Stola could be pursuing healthy amounts of knowledge and companionship and love and having people around and doing good things. That could be her truth.
you suggesting that we have reached a faulty conclusion?
Yes.
That our science failed us?
Well, not faulty in the sense that it's wrong. It's right, but it's faulty in the sense that your perception of the answer is flawed because you lack other things, let's say values or other pieces of the answer, right? Yeah, you lack other pieces of the answer. That's why it's faulty.
Hardly. As you yourself said, the subject matter is beyond my comprehension. And that, I accept, is true. I do not possess the knowledge to prove or disprove your conclusion.
Yeah, but even giving them the benefit of the doubt, even believing that they are right, you can still fundamentally disagree with them.
In my mortal years, I doubt I could even approach the wisdom of the Aya. But of one thing am I absolutely certain. I
Yes.
will not be happier in ignorance.
Oh man, this is so good.
Y'shtola, no! You mustn't!
This is so good.
The most important lesson I've learned is that learning isn't simply passing one's eyes over words. Nay, 'tis when understood for oneself that knowledge attains its true value.
Wow. So basically what she's saying is the knowledge itself is not the most important thing. It's what you make with it. It's what it means to you. That's the most important thing. It's not knowledge in itself.
This is what has sustained me, driven me onward in joy and wonder, in anger and sorrow.
Look at them.
The universe may end, and all may be for naught. But I will live as I always have.
That's it. That's your truth.
I will always seek out new knowledge. And no conclusion of yours, no matter how grim, can dampen my desire.
I freaking love Y'shtola.
I suppose it is only to be expected.
No.
Their feeble minds cannot fathom the terrifying gravity of it all.
Don't take Y'shtola. Don't you dare.
Worry not. We consider it our duty to enlighten you, and we will not stop until you grasp the full extent of our despair.
Don't you dare. Not Y'shtola. Oh, you fucker. God damn it.
Keep calm and listen well. Though my body will soon dissipate, there may be a way to restore it.
Yes?
Azim's magic. So long as our souls remain, you can use it to summon us back.
How am I going to give you bodies out of nothing? But, okay. I hope so. I hope you're right.
But you mustn't, for it would mean losing our way forward.
What?
This I only reveal so that you can promise not to invoke the magic.
No, I'm not gonna promise that.
We came here knowing what victory may cost, so press on. Press on, and do not look back.
Orianja.
I shall join thee. As subterfuge is not required, thou shalt not suffer for mine absence.
Oh, man.
Orianja.
My resolve hath never been as strong as thine. Full oft have I wavered in my decisions, and afterwards been stricken with regret. In spite of this, I may still stand with my comrades, supporting them as they attempt the greatest of feats. This truth I have learned in the course of our journey. And many though my shortcomings may be, I may also claim to excel in prophecies. My studies, into which have granted me the flexibility of mind needed to bend this malleable reality.
Oh.
Thus shall I hope that thou mayest have the strength to resist, and our comrades the strength to continue.
With you to urge us on, how could we possibly fail?
Right? Freaking Reanger, man. He's such a great character. Oh wow.
What's this? An extinguished civilization? Rekindled?
That's right. Our quest doesn't end here. We'll press on, and we will find you.
There. That's where you'll find me.
Oh.
Is that another star?
Of the stars we visited, most were already devoid of life. And where there was life still, the inhabitants wished for death. But even death, we learned, isn't truly the end. It is but a part of the cycle of rebirth. Souls return to the star, or in its absence, a larger flow.
Hmm?
And eventually they are reborn.
Wait. Or in its absence, a larger flow? What does that mean? Eventually they are reborn? Where?
Alive again, to know suffering anew. True salvation lies not in dying. It lies in not being born.
Oh, so she's also... Oh man, that's so evil. She's also stopping the souls from getting reborn.
This is the gift I would give to you. To all life on beautiful Atheris. To that end, we created an egg wherein life cannot quicken.
What?
That dead sun.
Wait. Life cannot quicken, so the souls that don't go back to their own stars, they go here, but they don't come back to life. That dead sun, so it's a dead star. So yeah, that's where the souls are coming back to, but it's dead. A dead star. They don't go back. Now, I wonder if the souls are still imprisoned here. Or if they are just dead.
Attain it if you can. Before your friends' emotions fade away. Along with their protection.
Oh. I see. Alice's face. So, okay. Where knowledge leads. Wow.